Preparing our 16-foot aluminum bass tracker for epoxy has been an absolute nightmare. Everything's been working against me, including the weather. Also, trying to weld aluminum with wet foam behind it seemed nearly impossible, but never have any fear when the Kentucky Yankee is here. I will guide each and every one of you step by step through the process I took to prepare this boat for epoxy. Also, I will show you how I applied the epoxy. Hope you enjoy the video and all my struggles through it. I've been sanding my little heart away. I'm about halfway there, but this is still nowhere near done. There's so much more to do. This is just the beginning. Cleaning it up like this, only the start, because I need to address spots like this, right here, like this, right here. Even worse, it gets worse, spots like this, right here that have been repaired or epoxied or something. Even worse, spots like this. There is corrosion. Wonder if this boat was a saltwater boat at one time or in salt water at one time. Who knows? Spot up here, it's been welded. The hull, as you can see, is in rough condition. That's okay. I knew that when I bought the boat, and that's why we're fixing it up. You like that right there? I showed you that when we started the series. Ooh, look at this one. I showed you this one too. Remember it? Look at that. But it's solid. Somebody welded it up solid. Good enough for me. I need to work on this other side, and we'll just keep going with this project and or project. See? You Canadians, I include you people too. I have executed the first part of my plan. I sanded it all down, this boat, and as far as I can tell, this black stuff, in case you're wondering, I thought it might have been epoxy or something like that. I don't think so. It smells like roofing tar. As I'm sanding it, that's what it smells like. This is what I used to get it to this point: 40 grit DA sandpaper and a 36 grit cookie. Now we'll get the rest of the tar off with a wire wheel. We'll do a before and after the whole front. This is before. This is after. Looks a lot better, all cleaned up, but I did discover some more problems and major issues. This is very unfortunate. There is a lot of corrosion here and even holes. And I think it's where the board was. Like the board laid here on the boat. Maybe it was in salt water or something, I'm not sure, but this is all corroded from here, all around through here. This side rail is corroded. And there's more damage down this way, so I've got to decide what I'm going to do. This foam is a little wet, but let's see how flammable it is. See if we're gonna have a fire or not. How much will it take to light it up? I think we're gonna be all right. Here's my patch. And it fits very nice. Let's cook her in there. I had to throw sides up on my little tent here because it's breezy. It's gonna be hard to weld with it being breezy. It'll blow that argon gas around. Also, it's been sprinkling a little rain, and now it's full sun. So here we go. There's our first patch welded in, and I got another one cut out ready to weld in. So I'm gonna do that now. It could use a little grinding, maybe flatten it out a little bit. The way I've been doing these patches is I cut this out and then I'll cut a patch and it's going to be bigger like this, and I fit it on top of there, and now I'll trace it out with this and then I'll cut the boat out to match it perfectly. That's the way I've been doing it, in case you have been wondering. There it is, complete. Not a perfect match, but if a person took more time with it, they could make it perfect. There's another one, 2 more to go. This little hole on the side of the boat's going to be tough because there is foam right directly behind it. Aluminum is temperamental. Like when you go to weld it, it would get contaminated and just blow out and make a mess. So I made this little plug right here, and I can stick it right into the foam. I'm going to twist it. And anyways, now I'll just weld around the outside of it. Hopefully that'll work. Well, that didn't work out at all. So I'm going to cut a patch out like this. See, it's this foam. What's the issue? So I'm going to dig around in here, clean some of this foam out where I can weld a patch in. That's all I can do. Doggone. The way it reacts with that foam, I mean, it draws it up into the weld and then it just goes and makes a complete mess. So we'll cut a lot of this out. My little pinhole turned into quite the patch. I'm going to grind it down, see if I can smooth it off, make it look nice. That's going to be as good as it gets. Kind of a nightmare for a pinhole. Couple rivets were missing, so I'll install these. Time for some all-bright acid. It will etch and clean this aluminum, preparing it for my epoxy. Let's get a before and after. This is before. Look how dingy and nasty it is, brown. See here on the bottom? And now I'll show you the after. This is the results after the acid wash. Looks much better, much cleaner, much nicer. Very happy with the way it turned out. There are spots like this that are corroded but not all the way through, just pitted. I want to fill them in with JB Weld first before we do the epoxy. So I'm going to hit it with a heat gun, make sure it's real dry, and then throw the JB Weld on there. I am mixing it according to the instructions. Half and half, and then the pigment, I think it's 1 ounce for every quart. This is a new roller. This kind is not supposed to pull out in the epoxy, supposedly. Hopefully it won't. Unable to finish it up before it hardened on me. It has been very difficult to get an even coat of epoxy on this boat. It's impossible if you ask me. And especially when it starts to harden up, which it did, then you might as well just forget it. I had to throw in the towel for the first coat, and we'll just carry on, see what happens with a second coat. I ended up spreading 2 coats on. Am I happy with it? Nope. Do I like it? Nope. Does it look good? Nope. Did it rain on it? Yep. The front and the back of the boat's been rained on. What are we gonna do? I don't know. I'm quite disgusted at this point, not happy. And we'll just have to figure out something next week, so stay tuned.